Hey everybody, this is me in my studio. So listen, so you want to do a recording and you want it to sound great, but you ain't got enough money, like you don't have the thousands and thousands of dollars, in order to do that. Well, the good news is you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it anymore. Not in today's day and age, no sir. So the thing of it is this. Some studios, not all studios, but some studios, they rely on what they call the wow factor. And what the wow factor is you walk into the place and you go, wow. I mean, this is incredible. You got the lights, you got the dish, you got the mics, you got whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so they rely on the wow factor. And then they'll start telling you all the gear that they got, all the gear that they use. Well, we use this kind of amplifier, and we use this software, and then we use this, and then we use that. Okay, well maybe not that severe, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so they get you thinking, because they have all this gear and all this stuff that you're just going to get a better product, Somebody said to me one time, if I bought a $5,000 guitar, would I be a better guitar player? And the obvious answer to that is no. If you bought a $5,000 guitar, that's going to make you have a nice guitar. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to make you a better guitar player. I was looking for some monitors one time, some studio monitors and stuff. I didn't have a whole lot of money. I think I had $300, not even $400, a little bit more than $300. And I studied it out. So I went to these magazines, and I went to this, the recording magazines and stuff, and I read this article. And the monitors that I bought were compared to, I think I paid probably $380 for them, taxes in, a little less than $400. But they were compared to, in this professional recording magazine, they compared these monitors to the $3,000 monitors. They said, listen, these monitors, right, will give you 98%, 98% of what these $3,000 monitors will do. And the other 8%, 7%, whatever percentage it is, these monitors that are better than, supposedly quote unquote, better than the ones I bought, well, you can't even hear it. Like the better, you can't even hear with your ears. They just put some, sound thing on it, and it got better frequencies on, but you can't detect it with your own ears, with human ears. So they're saying, why are we spending $3,000 on these monitors when these $300, $400 monitors will do, 98%, 95, 98% of whatever. And that only makes sense, So you don't have to depend on the wow factor. Like you don't have to depend on, if I go to this whatever professional studio, etc., then you're going to get a better sound, because that's not the truth. Now, obviously, you need somebody who knows what they're doing. You need somebody who's got a nice home studio, and know how to mix and know how to whatever, right? And good musicians or whatever, singers, whatever the case may be, But to get it recorded. I'll tell you a story a little while ago. What happened to me some years ago. I used to have a recording studio, and I built it in a barn. Now, it's not this barn, but it looks a lot, honestly, it looks a lot like the barn that I had. And so I had built some walls upstairs and put a studio up there, and et cetera. And I would be doing stuff in that barn, just recording and things. So there was some kind of a big music thing going on here in my hometown, small town. And so I went and I was listening to this guy. He was playing the stand-up bass. And this guy could play. Like, he really could, And I thought, I play bass, but I don't play the stand-up bass, And in fact, I thought, I don't really want to watch it, but I stayed. And but I'm glad I did. And so afterwards, I met him outside, and I said, hey, man, he was about 65 or whatever at the time. I said, hey, man, listen, I do my own recording in my own studio and stuff. Will you come into my car and just listen to a couple of my songs and tell me what you think, And just because, see, some people don't understand. If you're passionate about music, you want people to listen to your stuff. It's not about a pride thing. Oh, it can be, I guess. But for the most part, it doesn't have to be about pride. Like if you're a baker, you bake a cake, you want somebody to taste it to tell you how good it is, get the appreciation, whatever. And so that's what I'm like. I play people my songs and, and whatever. So he says, okay. So he comes in, gets in my car, I put the CD in or whatever, and I start playing it. And about 10 seconds into it, he stops. And he looks at me. And he says, that's you. He points, he says, that's you. I said, yeah. He said, you did this in your home studio. I said, yeah, I did. He said, man. And he started laughing. He said, you know what? You come to a little small town for this venue. You don't think anything's going to happen necessarily. And then you meet somebody with this stuff. Now listen, it may sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I'm just saying. He said, James, I recorded, he's from the city. He said, James, I recorded, I've recorded in big boy studios, He said, your stuff is as good as mine. In your home little barn, recording studio, whatever, right? So the point I'm saying is, you don't have to have, a Nashville setup. You don't have to have all these things, man. All you need, right, is just something, well, listen, Google, I tell you what I got. I have a couple monitors. I have really good software. I use ProSonus, software, good microphones, whatever. It doesn't cost thousands of dollars to do it. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. You could get a good studio home setup probably for $1,000, $1,500. Get a really nice one. You know what I mean? But so listen. If you got a song, if you want to record some stuff, you ain't got to be going to no big boy studio anymore. All you got to do is find yourself a good home studio and somebody that can handle it. So listen. Thanks for the time. This is just me in my studio.